how did she come to be a permanent guest host on The Tonight Show?
By default. I had it down to Joan Rivers and Gary Shandling were the two permanent guest hosts, and they split the number of shows between them. Gary, who was very talented, got It's Gary Shandling show, his own TV show, and decided that he couldn't do both. And his manager at the time, Brad Gray, agreed with me that Gary was crazy to give up the guest host spot because it kept him on television, and he could easily do both. There was no reason that he couldn't do both. And Gary came to the point where he said, no, I can't do both. I got to concentrate on my own TV show. So I lost Gary and begged him not to do that. So that gave Joan the full sole host, guest host. And what I tried to do with Joan, my family and Joan's family became friends, and I told her that if she was to become the only guest host, she had to try and change her material. I was sick and tired of all the same sex jokes. And she said she would do that. She could do that. Because Joan's a very intelligent woman. It's just her material is the lower level than I would have liked. So I said the only way that I would give her the whole thing was if she would raise the level of the comedy she was doing. Well, she never did. Then she did another thing that wasn't nice, which is when she got the Fox show, she assumed, because we had been friends, that I would quit Johnny and produce that show, which she had never discussed with me. As a matter of fact, we were in negotiations to renew her contract with The Tonight Show. And she called me the night before her press conference announcing the Fox show to say, could I meet with Barry Diller? Whatever salary I wanted, he would pay for it. But I had to be at that press conference announcing. And I said, I have no intention of either being at the press conference or having a meeting with Barry Diller. I wanted to stay with Johnny until the end. And that got very ugly. And and she said terrible lies about me, that of course I was going to produce her show, which was never, ever discussed. So that was an ugly split, and I haven't booked her on any shows that I've produced.
And there was fallout between her and Johnny as well, because Johnny felt...
Well, Johnny, number one, believed that I had made some promise to Joan, and was of the impression that I was disloyal to him, until he found out by doing some research that none of that was true. But it was a terrible bunch of lies that, I just want nothing to do with her.